Nicholas Begins reporting here with Shelby County Commissioner Heidi Schaefer, and I received um, a booklet from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II regarding her Diamond Jubilee. And could you please express your support for Queen Elizabeth II regarding this booklet and her Diamond Jubilee? And could you please show to the international community what she extended to me, Commissioner Schaefer?
Well, I just thought this was very lovely. It's the program from her Diamond Jubilee, and you can see it's Elizabeth II, and I believe the R stands for Rex. She began her reign in 1952, and it shows that her Diamond Jubilee is in 2012. And if you open it up, you see her on her coronation day, and some pictures throughout the years. And there she is in her royal regalia. And it's from Buckingham Palace, and it says, "I send you my grateful thanks for the words of support which you have so kindly sent on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of my accession to the throne. Elizabeth, 2012.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. And, it was a complete honor to receive this from Queen Elizabeth II, and it was just amazing to me. So, the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant, I'm just honored, and I will continue to fight and help my generation to be inspired in public service.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. And happy 2012 Diamond Jubilee to Her Majesty. Nicholas Denise reporting. And our reporter on Wednesday. Nicholas Begins reporting. CNN iReport on Memphis. Documenting this for my generation. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee.
If it does rain. But it's going to be reminiscent, isn't it, of last year?
Well, the person who should know about this land or not is India. You were in it, weren't you?
I was. I've been in one of those.
For Diana's wedding.
That's right. And I do know we're not going to get the coronation carriage because that moves too slowly.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's only when the Queen is crowned. So we're not going to be seeing that today.
What does that feel like when you're coming up the Mall with all these people who've come not just from around London, from throughout the Commonwealth, around the world, to wave, to crane their necks to see
It is
the
extraordinary.
Queen, the Princess?
It's extraordinary to think that you're being pulled by horses. I mean, it really is a Cinderella moment. But my mother tells a very funny story of coming back from the Commonwealth tour with the Queen and following behind in the carriage, and she had two private secretaries in front of her, and obviously the lady-in-waiting and herself there. But because the men had their backs to the standards, the regimental standards, they had to remove their top hats every time they passed. And my mother would say, now! They were taking their top hats off. But I think what's going to be extraordinary today is to see them come out on that balcony and to remember that the only time the Queen has ever felt a member of the public was on VE Day when her father stood on that balcony in 1942, and she said, please, Pa, please let me go down to Graz. She was taken down with a guardsman and put headscarves on. She was about 19, her sister was about 14, and they went down and watched her father and mother come out on the balcony. And the only time
My name is Nicholas Denise. I'm a CNN iReporter. And was Shelby County Unified School Board youngest applicant in 2011, and I have received several messages from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II due to my public service. Nicholas Begins reporting, documenting this for my generation. CNN iReporter on Memphis.
Well, you used
Her
the word
Majesty's
for Lord,
Diamond
and I think
Jubilee.
that's the right word too. She did look really quite distracted and sad, and that journey that she had to make from her London residence all the way to St Paul's on her own. I mean, albeit with a lady in
Nicholas
waiting.
Begins reporting.
Jubilee celebrations. Her Majesty just literally sailed right behind us. And to get the real flavour of the remarkable atmosphere here, let's go to
Nicholas
Max
Begins
Foster, who is
reporting.
buried somewhere in the massive, the bowels of this vast crowd. Max.
We're beneath you somewhere, but check out the crowd going that way. All 7 miles of river, I have to say, have been backed up like this all the way along. They've had to stop crowds coming in. Having a good time, guys? The Gloriana's just gone by, and then we've got all the rowing boats coming across at the moment. This is the final section, really, but everyone's really waiting for the Queen's barge. She's going to moor just down there by that army ship, and then she's going to watch it all go by. You all set to see the Queen? They've been waiting a long time, it has to be said, Piers. They've had to get in very early. How early did you get here? 8 o'clock. They're dedicated friends.
So incredibly dedicated. It's amazing, all these kids. You know, I was at Hamley's toy store, world-renowned toy store, the other day, and I was talking to an 8-year-old, and I said, who was the only other reigning monarch, you know, who reached the Diamond Jubilee here? And he said, absolutely, it was Queen Victoria. 8 years old, he knew. As we keep looking at live pictures, I want to bring in both of our guests here, Dickie Arbiter, former Buckingham Palace spokesman, all the way from 1988 to 2000. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
And India Hicks, Princess Diana's bridesmaid, and your mother was the Queen's lady-in-waiting, and we'll get into all those
More importantly,
points.
you were one of Princess Diana's bridesmaids.
Brooke said that.
Oh,
I
you
said
did?
that. Way to pay attention, Morgan.
Well, she's been
Thank
drowned
you,
out.
India.
Been drowned out by the noise behind her. Look at these scenes.
Here's my question for Dickie. As we look at these pictures and you see the Queen looking so regal at the front of the Spirit of Chartwell, looking at all these onlookers in London, potentially 1 billion eyes on her around the world. You knew her for years. What must be going through her head?
I think she's totally overwhelmed by what's happening.
You do?
Yeah, you can imagine 1,000 votes, and she hasn't seen this many votes in any one place since 1953, since the coronation, the Spithead Review, when we really had a big Royal Navy. But this was completely overwhelming. Not only are there 1,000 votes on the river, there are tens of thousands of people lining the river. And we've heard the crowd here, we've seen them waving flags. I think we're overwhelmed as much as she is.
Does she get nervous, the Queen? I mean, she's attended 60 years of celebratory events, not quite on this scale, but from your knowledge of them, would she be feeling nervous today?
No, she wouldn't be feeling nervous, but she'd be overwhelmed because seeing so many people, seeing this enthusiasm. You know, we're told time and time again by the critics that the monarchy should go, the Republicans should want to have a
Well,
say.
you're watching pictures here
The
of the
coronation
coronation.
from 1953.
1953. Now, Vicky, you actually watched that. You were telling me that.
I watched that on television, on a screen about that big. It was very black and white.
Nicholas Spieth.
You had 1953. It was after the wedding of 47. It was the biggest thing.
Nicholas Spieth reporting. CNN iReport.
The people camped out for days. The weather was just like this, like it is today. It rained for most of the
It's
time.
shocking it down now, by the way.
Pouring down right now. I'm looking at India. She's smiling back at me. But we're going to work through it because everyone else is working through it and enjoying it as well. And so as we keep looking at the pictures, India, my question to you is this. As Dickie talks about watching the coronation in 53 and black and white, it was your mother who was with, at the time, Prince Philip. And the Queen in treetops. She was princess at the time, and so it was your mother. Explain that whole situation. They were in Kenya on the Commonwealth tour. They had left feeling that the King was in relatively good health, but although looking back, of course, you could see how frail he was as he went to the airport to wave off his daughter, Princess Elizabeth. They were unbelievably close. They were away for a week, and nobody had anticipated the King would die. In fact, the funeral clothes that a monarch always travels with, or a member of the royal family would travel with, had been forwarded on to Australia. The news came through. They were in Kenya that the King had died. Prince Philip had to take our sovereign aside and explain her beloved father was dead. And when asked later, Prince Philip was asked, how did the Queen take it? He said, bravely, like a queen. But my mother said it was absolutely extraordinary. They had to get back from treetops to Nairobi to fly back to England for the funeral and for the Queen to become Queen and the coronation. She went up the tree of Princess and came down the tree of Queen. And my mother said the whole world changed from calling her, you know, Princess Elizabeth or Lilibet, as my mother would refer to her. She suddenly was the Queen in a deep curtsy in the relationship.
And there was an amazing moment at the airport in Africa when she came to fly back to Britain, when all the photographers...
Don't tell my story.
You finish
You're
it.
nicking my story.
You finish it. That's why you're here. Because your mother.
No, but it is extraordinary, and especially you would appreciate having come from that world of the press, that when they got back to Nairobi at the airport, the world press had descended. And my mother said she looked, and all of the members of the press had placed their cameras on the ground and their heads were bowed in a sign of respect.
Amazing.
The Queen was in mourning for her father. I just can't imagine at age 25 taking on that responsibility. So here's my...
And this is a time not only for us to kind
Nicholas
of celebrate
Spieth
and try and
reporting.
be happy, but we are
CNN iReport on Memphis, documented this from my generation, via the Today Show on NBC News.
When we were all here for
Her Majesty Queen
there was a lot of
Elizabeth II
discussion as to
Diamond
who was
Jubilee.
paying for that. And so who pays for the Jubilee celebrations?
Well, it's a kind of governmental thing. Say, for instance, the flotilla. Well, that had a lot of private investment that was thrown into it.
I received several messages on the behalf of Her Majesty the Queen due to my public service as a humanitarian as the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant in 2011.
I don't think people begrudge it. And actually, for the public, it doesn't cost anything to come out here. No one has to pay. You don't have to pay to have a street party at home and celebrate. So it's kind of a free celebration for the whole country.
What everybody's doing is equating it with the Olympics, which are costing the taxpayer £9.3 billion. This is a tiny fraction of that, I mean, a minute percentage of that. So in fact, we're all thinking...
Plus they got a 4-day bank holiday, so people are thrilled with that.
And actually, this is like rolling on. The Olympics are not very far away now. And this just as a general sort of celebration, getting a feel-good factor, and London working out how it's going to work with transport systems, with security. This is very much a test case.
It's hard to remember a city that's had a better 12 months or 14 months than London between the royal wedding, the Diamond Jubilee, and the upcoming Olympics. I mean, and the people here have really shown that they can pull this off with great ease.
Well, also, we're meant to be very good. They say, don't they, the British, that we do pomp and pageantry the best, and obviously we're going to be biased here being Brits. But we are good at putting on good ceremonies. And actually, the thing about the Queen is that she always pulls in the crowd. If you look at how many people are here, you know, what celebrity, in inverted commas, what politician would you see getting this amount of people out in the streets? It just doesn't happen. She's the one and only. She's referred to as the symbol of the country on legs. Yes, it is her job to be seen.
Right now she's on wheels and she is riding in the royal Bentley. If it looks familiar, that is the same Bentley that Prince William and Prince Harry rode in on their way to William's royal wedding. The question then, I guess, is will the Queen jump into that convertible Aston Martin when she appears on the balcony?
Nicholas Hughes reporting via NBC News.
60 years ago.
CNN iReport on this.
So you guys can help me do the show and
Exactly the same plot on the map that she's taking, and
Nicholas
they will be
Hughes
taking in
reporting
their
via
carriage.
NBC
We're
News.
going to take a break. We'll
CNN
have
iReport on this.
We've
Her
got much
Majesty
more
Queen
ahead from
Elizabeth
London on a
II
special
Diamond
edition
Jubilee.
today, right after this.
For the last few years, the Queen's always handed Buckingham Palace to the people.
Nicholas
It's become
Hughes
people's
reporting
palace, where people can
via
come,
NBC
mix
News.
royalty.
CNN iReport on this.
Very open affair.
Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee. Documenting this for my generation.
Actually, her home
My name is Nicholas Hughes, and I was the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant in 2011, and I received several letters from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II due to my service to humanity. And there's Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and her Diamond Jubilee. Nicholas Hughes reporting.
Elizabeth, that's the Big Ben is actually the name of the bell within. So Big Ben will still be there, but it will be called as of.
Well, it's an early day motion, so it's going through Parliament at the moment, but it has cross-party support. So David Cameron, the Labour leader, Ed Miliband, and Nick Clegg have all supported it. Pretty much a done deal then. Yes,
The other tower on the other side is called Victoria Tower, so it makes perfect
Very
sense.
appropriate.
A nice sense of like happiness there.
There's even actually been a suggestion to rename the Jubilee line the Queen Elizabeth Diamond Jubilee line, which is one of our underground, so our metro here. There's a line that was called the Jubilee line in 1977, and to rename it after Elizabeth. I'm not sure whether that will happen, but it remains to be seen.
That coach that you see is the coach that was made for King Edward VII's coronation, and it's been in constant use since 1902, hence the name of the landau.
Let's listen as the public gets a view of Queen Elizabeth II for the first time as the volleys go off in the distance. We're told there will be 60 cannons being fired off, so get used to the boom in the background here, although my knees shake a little bit each time one goes off. They sound not too far away.
Is there a significance to that number 60?
Yes.
Nicholas Pegues reporting via NBC News. Her Majesty's Diamond Jubilee.
At full salute.
Nicholas Pegues reporting via NBC News. Her Majesty's Diamond Jubilee.
Like the Royals do. And you can see
CNN iReport on this.
We're getting ready. The folks, they're all cheering now. The flags are waving more. Here we go. This is the excitement everybody has been waiting for. They've been lined up for. Listen to that crowd. And there goes her queen, Her Majesty.
God save the Queen.
True love and respect.
Happy Diamond Jubilee, Your Majesty, from Memphis, Tennessee.
That's really special. And there goes the
Familiar
princess.
and all hand at this.
Another.
What are you thinking as you watch this?
From the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, I received several letters from them regarding my service to Her Majesty as the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant in Memphis, Tennessee. And I would like to thank them on behalf of Memphis children for extending messages to me. Nicholas Pegues reporting.
But that is what makes these great occasions the ceremonies that they are.
And look at that, talking about unsubtle, look at that diamond that the Queen has on as her brooch. It's 97 carats. One of them, and another one that's 64 carats. There's nothing subtle about it. If you want to do ultimate show-off stuff, then there it is.
And it's lovely to see her smiling so much. She looks really happy there, and they're chatting together.
They've just gone past Marlborough House, which was built in 1743 for the Duke of Marlborough, Winston Churchill's great antecedent and one of our greatest soldiers.
We were talking about Prince William before the Charlotte in with Catherine. I think for them, this is not just the Queen. For him,
Nicholas Pegues reporting via NBC News. God save.
Mother, who has spent a great deal of time with the Queen and is very close to her.
Nicholas Pegues reporting CNN iReport on
It's
Memphis.
to admire her above all else.
Yeah.
Launching CNN Royal Network to inspire my generation to public service. I received several letters from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge
I'm not sure that she wants them to respect
regarding my
her.
service to
I think
Memphis
it's the
children.
office.
Nicholas Pegues reporting.
The doors open.
CNN iReport on Memphis.
Walls are going up, so something is going to
There's Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
is coming out on the balcony. This is a great moment.
Oh, there she is. Look at her, alone at first.
God save the Queen. Nicholas Pegues reporting. And I would like to thank Her Majesty for extending letters to me regarding Memphis children and the children of the United States of America. Other members of the royal family on the balcony. There's the Sovereign, Supreme Governor of the Church of England, Queen Elizabeth II, and head of the Commonwealth. Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles. I would also like to express on June 8, 2012, I'll be celebrating my 26th birthday. I'll receive a birthday greeting when I turn 25 from Windsor Castle from Queen Elizabeth II, and I'd like to thank Her Majesty for extending that special letter to me and my family on June 8, 2011. And on June 8, 2012, I'll be turning 26. Nicholas Pegues reporting. CNN iReport on Memphis. God. Nicholas Pegues reporting. CNN iReport on Memphis.
Right there, coming into the palace.
You We're going to see the Royal Air Force Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, featuring the
CNN World Network.
shooting aircraft, the Lancaster
Inspire
bomber,
my generation to
Spitfire,
public
and
service.
the Hurricane. Then there'll be 9 members of the Red Arrow team in Hawk T-1 jets, led by squadron leader Jim Turner in Red 1, based at RAF Scout in Lincolnshire. This will be pretty spectacular. We weren't expecting it because there's so much cloud and rain, but they're going for it. So the Queen will get her flyby, and this will be quite something.
You can hear it.
Honoring 60 years as head of the Commonwealth, Queen Elizabeth II. Nicholas Produce reporter. CNN iReport on this. The Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. Nicholas Produce reporting. CNN iReporter here with Shelby County Commissioner Heidi Schaefer regarding the Diamond Jubilee of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I received a letter on the behalf of Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales, regarding me attending an event in Canada, and his response to me regarding a letter I extended to him regarding his forthcoming visit to Canada. So, Commissioner Schaefer, could you first wish Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II a happy Diamond Jubilee, and could you please read the letter that Prince Charles extended to me?
And of course, we always wish Her Royal Highness the happiest of all occasions. It's wonderful to have good communications and good relations with the people of Great Britain. And this letter, it says, the office of the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. Dear Mr. Pegues, the Prince of Wales has asked me to thank you for your kind letter of the 4th of April. His Royal Highness is most grateful to you for taking the trouble to write as you did. He was particularly touched by your kind words of support, both for himself and his forthcoming to Canada, as well as for Her Majesty in her Jubilee year. The Prince of Wales has asked me to send you his warmest thanks and very best wishes. Yours sincerely, Mrs. Claudia Holloway. And that's from Clarence House.
From Clarence House in London. And so, Commissioner Schaefer, what do you think about Prince of Wales responding to me?
Well, I think that's pretty neat. It shows he's got an excellent staff, and I just think that's a wonderful, wonderful recognition of you.
Absolutely. Nicholas Pegues reporting. And also he responded to Tennessee Children, remember,
yes,
a while back. Nicholas Pegues reporting. CNN iReport on Memphis. The Diamond Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. Nicholas Pegues reporting here with Dan Springer. I'm the executive assistant to Shelby County Mayor Mark Luttrell. And this is in the Shelby County Archives. We just donated this a couple of weeks ago. Could you read out the letter to inspire the children of Shelby County, Tennessee, the letter from Windsor Castle?
Sure. Dear Mr. Pegues, the Queen wishes me to thank you for the photographs which you have kindly sent to her, and was interested to hear that you will be turning 25 this year. Her Majesty hopes that you and your family have a wonderful day on 8th June, and I am to thank you once again for your kind thought for the royal family. Yours sincerely, Annabelle Whitehead, Lady-in-Waiting.
Nicholas Pegues reporting. And, you know, for the people who come to Shelby County can see that in the Shelby County Archives. Nicholas Figures reporting.
Air
Force One coming into Memphis, Tennessee. Nicholas Figures reporting. Welcome President Barack Obama to Memphis, Tennessee. Air Force One. Nicholas Fagis reporting, Air Force One has landed in Memphis. Welcome President Barack Obama to Memphis, Tennessee. May 16th, 2011. Nicholas Fagis reporting from Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. Commissioner Schaefer, you have the platform.
Well, thank you so much. I wanted to wish a very special happy birthday to Mrs. Daisy Hagman. And I have in my hand something very special for you, Ms. Hagman. And I understand that you are the grandmother of a very special young gentleman, Nicholas Fagis, who's sitting in front of me and whom I've known for a couple of years and is an outstanding young man. This is a note from former President George W. Bush. And it says, happy birthday. Laura and I are pleased to add our best wishes to your celebration. May your special day be filled with joy, cherished memories, and the love of friends and family. George W. Bush. And it's on the official paper and everything. Mrs. Hagman, happy 90th birthday from all of us.
Thank you, Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. Nicholas Fagis reporting. Nicholas Fagis reporting here with Amy Retrich, the Shelby County District Attorney, who's going to be welcoming George W. Bush, former President of the United States, here to Memphis, Tennessee. He's going to be here July of 2012. Ms. Retrich. And also, could you read the birthday greeting that he extended to me, which is pretty cool.
I would be honored. This is from George W. Bush. It says, happy birthday. Laura and I are pleased to add our best wishes to your celebration. May your special day be filled with joy, fond memories, and the love of family and friends. Signed by George W. Bush.
Absolutely.
This is Amy Wyrick, District Attorney General for Shelby County. Welcome to Memphis.
Thank you, District Attorney Amy Wyrick. Nicholas Fagis reporting. Nicholas Fagis reporting here with Shelby County Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. And I received a booklet from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II regarding her Diamond Jubilee. And could you please express your support for Queen Elizabeth II regarding this booklet and her Diamond Jubilee? And could you please show to the international community what she extended to me, Mr. Schaefer?
Well, I just thought this was very lovely. It's the program from her Diamond Jubilee, and you can see it's Elizabeth II, and I believe the R stands for Rex. She began her reign in 1952, and it shows that her Diamond Jubilee is in 2012. And if you open it up, you see her on her coronation day, and some pictures throughout the years. And there she is in her royal regalia. And it's from Buckingham Palace, and it says, I send you my grateful thanks for the words of support which you have so kindly sent on the occasion of the 60th anniversary of my accession to the throne. Elizabeth, 2012.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Heidi Schaefer. And it was a complete honor to receive this from Queen Elizabeth II, and it was just amazing to me. So, as the youngest Shelby County Unified School Board applicant, I'm just honored, and I will continue to fight and help my generation to be inspired in public service.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Thank you, Commissioner Schaefer. And happy 2012 Diamond Jubilee to Her Majesty.